Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a dragon egg duper here. Yeah, I find this to be a very cool thing here, and so recently I made a video about a gravity block duplicator, and a few people wanted to know how to build a egg and anvil duper because sand and these two gravity blocks are different, because if we look at this we can see that it falls very differently. So that is kind of why there is a different design for this. Now if we turn this on here, as you can see, it has a similar kind of method, but yeah, as you can see, it uses the same duping method that the sand one does. Now the sand one, granted, is slower. They both produce very similar amounts of items. So this one here, this 3 wide module, will produce about, let's see, 12,000 eggs or anvils per hour. So you can use anvils in this this thing as well, but you cannot use sand, as like I just showed. They're very different. So yeah, now if we look in this book here, like I said, 12,000 items per hour per 3 block module. Must be loaded in both dimensions, and it takes up a 9 by 4 by 7, so length with height, and works on anvils and dragon eggs. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the information about this design. And I have done a little bit of tweaking with the clock here. I've just kind of rearranged it, but it's basically the same. I've just moved it so it's just slightly smaller, but it's the same exact clock. It's just moved around. So if we look, and it also has a switch here, so I wanted that. Okay, so if we go here, we can see the materials needed. So yep, this is everything you need. These just represent any type of solid block, and everything else in the exact quantities, and any type of leaves or non-movable block. So yeah. And yeah, this thing here was designed by Ray's as well, so I thought I should put that in the video here, and there will be a link in the description to his video. He does a lot more explaining on how this one works, but essentially it's the same as the sand generator, just slightly timed differently for dragon eggs. Okay, so I think now is a good time to actually get into the tutorial here. So yes, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to actually just video, and I'm going to grab all the items here, and we're going to get building. So of course you're going to need your portal, and with the frames removed. I explained how to do that in my video about the sand generator, but I am planning to do a more in-depth guide on how to do it. So anyways, you're going to find the portal, and underneath the middle one, so as you can see, this is the middle one, we want to build a little bit down here, and what we want is to come right here, and we want to put a piston just like so, and right next to this piston we're gonna put a torch. This is going to be holding the slime blocks, which is where your dragon eggs are going to go. So for that, the next thing we need to do is we need to bring this up just like so, and then we gotta put redstone dust just like that. And then what we need to do for this to work is we need to get a repeater right here, and I believe this is set on, let me check, yeah, just a single tick here, and it is this way. Anyways, and then we have a block here, and then we just have a staircase going up like so for about 3-4 blocks. So one more, so 1 2 3 4, and with that one we have the same amount. On this 4th block we're going to come over 2 more like so, and then we're going to go up 1, so like this, just like that, and then we're going to work on the clock up here. But meanwhile, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have redstone dust just on along here. I believe there is, yeah, so we actually need to, so if we look at this design here, what we need to do is we need to make sure that our signal is getting transferred to this thing here. So we need a repeater there set to 2 ticks of delay, and then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and make the clock, which is quite easy to do, surprisingly. So we're going to bring this out here with a repeater set to just 1 tick, and that's going to go into a block. And this block is going to have your lever on it, so that way you have the good old toggle on and off. And that's going to have a torch on the side like so. And then this is going to be leading into a repeater set to 2 ticks, and then a sticky piston with a block, and then a block like so with 2 ticks, and then a block with redstone dust just like that, and then a sticky piston underneath that block. So this is the center of the 3x3 here, and this is going to have 3 slime blocks on it just like so. And yeah, so that is actually a good amount of this thing done. So the next thing we need to do is we need to actually make sure that this is going to work. So right here is going to be our third piston here, and that's going to go right there like so. And that, my friends, is pretty much the entire thing finished. So if we turn this on, that is the system. So if we get ourselves some dragon eggs, so if I come over here, grab a dragon egg, and we plop those in there, this will work. But we are missing one thing, and I'm going to show you why the leaves are so important. Can you tell? Okay, so the leaves are very important. So the leaves just go right like this, like so, and so that way when you turn it on, it actually duplicates the eggs. So yeah, and again, leaves can be any immovable objects, so glazed terracotta, which is movable, but it's like, I don't know what the correct term, slippery, I guess. It doesn't get affected by slime blocks moving opposite directions. Leaves, as well as furnaces work. Pretty much anything that is, will not be affected by slime blocks. I think leaves are the best bet because they're not affected by slime blocks or redstone. So yeah. Anyways, that is the entire thing finished. And if you wanted to do this with anvils, all you'd need to do is get your anvil, and you could put anvils, like so. Now, the one thing with anvils is they will break eventually, because as you can hear, they're taking damage. And so eventually, yeah, as you can see, that one's already cracked. If I pause it here, these two are already cracked. So if you need a large quantity of anvils, this is a good way to do it. But as you can see, they actually, yeah, they break quickly with this design. So it's not very good at it. So I think a better bet would actually be to, yeah, get the iron farm going, which I have a video about if you want to check out. You should be able to get that much iron pretty quickly. But yeah, it does work for for anvils and dragon eggs. Anyways, that is pretty much it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys found this useful, and hopefully you'll use it in your world. But yeah, this little setup is basically just to show that you can put this next to this and then have one on all the sides. And another thing to take note of really quickly is that you can also do this in the end side. All you would have to do is, this would be slightly larger, and all you would do is add slime blocks just like so. So essentially with the 5 wide design, you just make sure that you have all the timings correct, and you just add a block to everything like this, and then make sure if any of these blocks are touching slime, make sure they're immovable blocks, so like a terracotta block. And as you can see, we should be able to see, yeah, 5 wide ones work here. Now this, I've already kind of broken the portal here, but if you could just imagine 5 portals like so, the same idea works. So you would have one on this side, one on the other, and then you'd have 2 3 wide ones. So that's how the exits, or the exit, I don't know, the one in the end would work. And yeah, it just has the same exact thing. There's literally, all you gotta add is 2 leaves and 2, 4, 6 slime blocks. So yep, it's a really easy upgrade, so you can even start with just the 3 and then eventually move it up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That will be it for me today. If you have any other requests for farms or anything like that, please let me know. I will be happy to make a video about it, or even, I don't know, make it in my world. Who knows? Anyways, goodbye, guys. See you in the next video. P.S. A little quick note: if you're going to be doing a double-sided version of this, it's a really good idea to make sure that these pistons are offset. So if you're going to have a dual wide system, you would make sure that these pistons are offset, and then you would just wire them appropriately like so. And then if, say for this one, you wanted to have the output this way, there's multiple ways to do the output, but yeah, now this one actually probably wouldn't work. You'd have to do it a little bit differently, but that's just a quick note. It's just to make sure if you're having troubles with making it expanded, all you would have to do is just make sure that these pistons aren't touched by slime blocks from their backs like so, because what would happen is it would get moved. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Anyways, now for sure, for reals, I'm leaving. Bye.